Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Architect's Maze, and today we're going to be looking at a bit of a course update of where we was with the tutorial course, and just looking at some cameras. I've been doing some hole previews on all the holes, trying to get the cameras going. We'll have a quick look at that and just have a quick catch up on where the course is. It's kind of a little bit of a, I suppose, self-indulgent video showing you the course, but it's just to see where we was really. I mean, I think the last time I did a video was about 8 days ago, and we was on hole 3, I think, the par 5. Well, we've got the whole front 9 done now, and we've got hole 18 done. So I think I'll just give you a quick run through of all the cameras first. We'll do a preview on each hole so you can see how I've done that, and we'll just have a look at some of the quick settings. There isn't a lot I know about the settings, so I'm no master certainly on the camera side of it, but let's have a little look at that now. We're on hole 1 obviously at the moment, so let's come back out and go to our first camera. So we can see, let's get to hole 1. See, I've placed the camera. I put an extra tee box in back here because I wanted to try and get a bit of the clubhouse in the view off the tee. That was the only real reason for that. That's our first camera position. So as regards of settings, I haven't done a hell of a lot. I've just been working with the speed of it basically. So really, obviously depends on the length of the hole. So if you're going to be looking at a par 5, you're going to speed up the camera a little bit. On a par 3, you can slow it down a little bit more. Anything I'm sort of looking at the moment, excuse me, I'm not feeling very well the last few days. I might have to cough here. Excuse me, sorry about that. It's between 20 and 25 really. So for the par 5s, I'm looking at a faster speed obviously and slowing it down for the par 3s. So that's what we've got so far. It's just a case of I've been looking at placing them down sort of every 40 to 50 yards, working them round and just trying to get a view coming round the back of the hole and looking back down the fairway again. So that's how I've been doing, just raising the heights, just playing around with heights and stuff. I've been trying to start off low and then climbing up through the middle part and then dropping back down again low around the hole. So that's kind of how I've been raising them and placing them. So let's have a look at the first hole. It's a nice bit of light on the course at the moment, so it's just what I need to work out is sometimes in between cameras there's a slight jerk, and I know that there is a way of correcting that. So if I find that out and work it out, I'll get back to you and we'll update that information so we've got a good idea. So that last camera there sort of spins and jerks a little bit. I'm not quite sure why it does that. But that's the first hole. We've all seen that one, haven't we? Because we've been working on that one together. So there's not a lot that's gone on there. I lifted the height of the trees up a little bit more to try and make it a little bit more enclosed. And that was about it really. I've took away a bunker that was here. Just need to shape this green a little bit nicer through here to make that stick out a little bit more there. Let's move that point quickly. Try and get that sticking out a bit more there. It just wasn't working, that bunker really. It was too tight in this area here, and I wanted to sort of have a bit more movement coming through here to try and shape the green a bit, and it was too awkward with that bunker there, so I just took it out. I've been able to slope that way a bit more now, so you can, if you're short right, you're going to come off here, so that's kind of working now. But that's that hole. Again, I've done the same sort of thing with the second cameras on this hole. Just literally running around the back. All the cameras are doing the same sort of procedure. On this one, so I've slowed it down to 18 there for this particular hole. So let's have a quick look at this hole. I try to start down low, basically, swing it around. I don't think we've done a lot more different to this hole that we hadn't done before. I'm just trying to get it's just trying to get the last camera shot like there in a really nice position, so it really, when it stops on the last shot, you're getting a nice view of everything looking back the other way. So I'm quite happy with that view there. That's really nice. On to the hole 3, wasn't it? So that was the one that I don't think you'd seen that much of, because I'd sort of hadn't done any planting on it. I'd done a real basic sort of. This was the idea of this hole, was just to make it a bunkerless approach, a bunkerless drive. It's quite a steep. You got to hit right here, sort of to get a nice angle in. But there is a tree down there that sort of gets in your way if you go too far left. I just ran the path around the back of the trees on this one, which was quite cool. I thought just having a little path that disappears around there and then cuts back across the green, goes round the back and joins up with the next hole. Or if you just walk in the course, you can just cut through there and walk through to that point there. So that was quite a nice little bit of linking up that I was quite happy with. But let's go back and have a look at the preview of the hole. So we put this one on 30, obviously, because this is a par 5, so I wanted to make it a bit quicker to try and get through the yardage. Still not sure whether they're fast enough, or haven't quite figured it out 100% yet, but it's how much people are going to watch it, really, is the real key. And most people will probably just click through. But that's that hole in the end. Yeah, it's that final camera that always seems to get a big jerk on it. Hopefully, maybe somebody in the comments will be able to help me out with that, because I'm certainly not trying to give you a tutorial on cameras, but just what I've gleaned so far for anybody that's never tried it. And that was that hole, wasn't it? So yeah, that was just sort of an elevated green with a little bit of movement in the green, and it's quite difficult to hit that pin, but you do get a little spine there that you can come off and run it down. But that was that hole. Next we go through the trees, obviously up onto the tee for hole number 4. So I'll give you a quick run through this hole. That just backs up, 5 comes back the other way, and that links up together there. So 3, 4 and 5 are all nicely close. 6 is right behind. So let's have a look at this one. Downhill, got a group of bunkers on the left and just one sitting on the right there, which is a bit shorter, which you can hit past, but slight ridge there to get over. And then you got this triple bunkers protecting the front. Nothing else towards the back, because it does run off a little bit at the back. Quite a slim green. And that's the bunker looking, the hole looking back down the other way for the next hole. Again, you can, let's get through that. You've got the path you can take, obviously runs you up to here, and then you got the path back to your next one. All the paths are linking up nicely. I've managed to get everything linked up with this main cart path, and then you've obviously got the walking little paths that you can use as well. So looking up from the top, yeah, we're coming through to 5, and we put a little 6 par 3 in, and a little dog leg right for 7, then 8 and 9 took us back to the clubhouse, which is what I said I wanted to do. So that was how we routed that, which is looking, let's put it on that one, which is working nicely. Everything's routed nicely there. We've got loads of room for the rest of the course, and we've got 18, which is marked down as 12 at the moment, obviously, because I haven't routed the other holes in, but that's marked down as 18. So that's that one. Let's have a quick look at 5. Camera position. Let's go. Yeah, so I'm trying to get as much views of the other holes as I can through the course as you go. Not everything there's little areas where I've tried to open it up a little bit more so it's not all enclosed everywhere you go. Yeah, I think I really do need to work on some of these, the jerkiness of some of these cameras. Like that last one's terrible. I'm happy with the camera positioning, but I'm not quite sure why it jerks so much like that. It's frustrating me a little bit. So if anybody does know, it'd be awesome if you could drop a little comment on that. And then we got the par 3, which was quite a nice hole, I thought. Let's have a little look. Drops down into the sort of fescue down here, and then you got this nice open green in this nice enclosed area. That works well. You got the path running off through there for our next hole, which we come through the trees round the corner, and we're onto our next tee, which is hole 7. I like this hole. It's where I started to try and create some sort of different sorts of holes where I'm trying to use trees to block off things and make draw shots and get a bit of shape to your approaches and things like that, to try and force you into certain sides of the fairways where it's favourable. If you're not on that side, then you've really got to shape your shot to on your approach. So I like this hole. It's a big dog leg right when you get to this point up here. There is a cart path running across the fairway, which if you do hit will not really benefit you. It'll push you away from the where you want to be on the hole. You want to cut this corner as much as you can to get that approach in. If you push yourself off that cart path, you've really got to shape it round this bend to try and get onto this green here. It's only got a couple of bunkers protecting it, but I like the fact that that right side of the green, or the left side as we're looking at it, was left all open. Gives a nice little angle. Yeah, if you bounce off this path, it sort of kicks you up here, and then you've really got to shape a shot round those trees there. So yeah, that left that whole area nice and open for 8. I did have some trees running through here originally, but I took them all out because it looked really nice that it was all open like that. And then we come into a long par 5, which is a real big dog leg left. Well, it's not a big dog leg left, it's just a sweeping dog leg left. Even after your first shot, you've got then more dog leg left. So it's a nice sweeping par 5. Big slope, so you've got to hit towards the left of the fairway and let it run down the hill to try and get the angle in. Let's have a look at this one. So you hit it in between that gap of those trees up there, and then it sweeps left. So it's a big hill that runs you down to the right side of the fairway, and then you sort of got to hit over that hill down there, but it sweeps a lot more left round again. And then I've sort of angled the last sort of 70 to 80 yards downhill, so if you land just past the path there, it'll run down onto the green. But it can run off to the right if you're too far right, or it'll just sit you nicely on the green. See, I put this oak in last night, and that's a little bit of a boo-boo, isn't it? Because I've sort of blocked off the camera there, so I'll show you how, well not how, but we'll just move that camera and then we'll have a look at that preview again. So I wanted to put a tree there, it was just a bit bare at that little point there. All I can really do there is just move the camera forward a little. Oh, I've moved the point. Let's hit the camera. Where are we there? That's not wrong camera, I thought. No. It's connecting me onto that other one, isn't it? Is that spinning that way? I'm just going to get rid of that tree for a minute. This big oak. See what it looks like. It's fine without it. I want to look at that preview again. Yeah, so I like that this part of the course is a lot more open. Gives you a bit more space, and you can see through little gaps in the trees to other holes. And on the right there, you've obviously got 4 and 5, the tee and the green there, and you can look off into 9. Is it in the distance there? Yeah, that'll be 9, won't it? So that's the idea of 8. I did put a little bit of water behind just for a little bit of fun there, but I think that's fine as it is. It's quite a cool hole to play. I quite enjoy that one. And then looking through to 9, this is another hole which is a bit like the previous one where you've got to shape it around some trees if you're not in the right spot. Again, this one's a bit more severe in that sort of strategy where you've really got to be over on the left here as much as you can. So I've sloped it down to try and force you back into a more difficult shot. But if you can sort of sit in this area, you can get a nice angle in. If you're over here more, you've got to really fade a shot around those trees. You can go over them, so it does give you that option as well, but it just gives you something to think about on your approach. So I did like that sort of idea of that hole, and you get a nice view of 18 in the background and the clubhouse coming back into the clubhouse area on 9. So it's a really slow start on that camera. That's a bit strange, but I do like this hole as well. Seems to be working nicely, and it plays fun. Especially when you've got to try and get around this tree. I've put a pin 4 really tight to this end, but I put like a double tier there so you can use that to bring you back round. So that's 9, and then we're up to what I did on 18. So I just did some more work on the clubhouse area. Obviously that's our hole 1, back of our clubhouse, our tee boxes on 1, clubhouse through there, little seating area, some buggies and stuff, and some more buggies, a little bit of disabled parking there for the disabled patrons to be able to get in closer to the course, because the main car park is all the way back here. Got a little driving range coming through here now. You can come onto your driving range and hit some balls. Got a nice big area out there for a driving range. So that's all looking fine. We've got a few greenskeepers bits and utility vehicles. And then we're back onto 18. So I've just been working on this last night, and today I started this. So this was the idea for 18, was obviously going to sit across from the clubhouse, which is here. Let's get it onto this one. That's the green, obviously. Looking through to that. That bunker shouldn't be there. Let's get rid of that. Don't know why that come on there. It wasn't there a minute ago. Oh, I tell you what, I reordered the holes. I just put in 10 where I want to do 10 and 11 as my next 2 holes. So I'm on 68% and I've got 8 holes to go. I'm going to start using a lot of this planting that I've already done on the left side of all these holes. So that's going to save me a lot. And I've done all the clubhouse area as well as doing 10 holes. So I've done a lot of stuff. That's the approach into 18 coming through there. Picks up the clubhouse nicely. You get a nice view of the clubhouse off the green when you're putting. So that's all kind of working nicely. And then the preview for that one was back here. So yeah, that's where we are. The way I'm going, probably be ready in the next 10 days to 2 weeks at the most. Still haven't quite figured out the bunker lips yet. They're a little bit too severe for my liking. So I'm going to have to work out what I'm going to do with those. But yeah, that's where we are. So I just thought I'd give you a quick update and have a quick look at the cameras and see if anyone can help me out with that setting that stops them jerking in between cameras so much. So I'm not quite sure why. It's just these bunker lips are a bit severe. You land in here, you're never going to be able to hit the green, and I don't think that's very fair. I'm going to have a play about with that on the bunker settings, but I can do that at any other point. But yeah, that's where we are. That's how we're looking. That's the course. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to, and appreciate it. We've got up to about 150 subscribers now, so that's pretty amazing. Can't thank everybody enough for that, the support, and yeah, you could comment and let me know what you think and ideas. That'd be cool. But yeah, that's where we are at the moment. Thanks for watching. Take care. See ya.